Okay.
Okay.
Are we here? I think we're here. It says live.
It does say live.
Okay, well, I'll just start. I'm Alex Gauthier. I'm the marketing manager for Huberger Subaru. So if you're on this YouTube page watching this, hopefully you already know what that is. But if you don't, we're a big, giant Subaru dealer, and we do all kinds of crazy stuff. We sponsor stuff that people ask me every day, why are you doing that? And this is one of those occasions. It's actually super fun. So a little bit by way of background for this specifically, we are the sort of main material sponsor for the Mighty Marmots, which is a kind of in-house running team for Pikes Peak Sports. Pikes Peak Sports is the sanctioning body that does the whole Pikes Peak Marathon and Ascent, the whole Triple Crown of Running series, which is the Garden of the Gods 10-mile or 10K, the Summer Trail Roundup, which is this coming weekend. And then in August is when they do the Ascent and Marathon. And for those that don't know, the Ascent especially and Marathon there's a lot of history kind of steeped around that race. It's part of Solomon's Golden Trail series. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but I feel like it's been about 20 years or so. It's a pretty old race. Before ultra running kind of took off, this was sort of like a really big deal race. So what the Pikes Peak runners or the Mighty Marmots do is it's a handpicked team usually, although this year we held a contest to sort of fill out the team with who we wanted to be on it. And in years past, it's been kind of an informal, just, hey, this will be fun, and we'll all commit to running the races, and we'll write a few blog posts about it and just kind of share our experience and hopefully get some other folks interested in running it. But this year, we've kind of taken it to another level. We've gotten Gnarly Nutrition involved to kind of help give these guys and myself some stuff to just give us a little bit of an edge. None of us are elite athletes or in any way remarkable as far as our performance goes. But that may be true. We're not known for running necessarily. So poor language, bad taste, stuff like that.
The fun stuff.
Yeah, the more important things. But anyway, so Gnarly, you guys have been great. I'm loving the stuff that I have so far. Ryan just kind of got his hands on it, so he's started experimenting, I think, just last week. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But anyway, and then we also have Solomon hooked everybody up on the team with some running shoes. And then Uphill Athlete is they've given us access to a bunch of their sort of training theory materials, their video library and whatnot, as well as their newest book, Training for the Uphill Athlete, which is a really, it's an excellent resource. Have you looked at that, Shannon? Have you seen that book?
Yeah, I've read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're familiar. And then, so that's kind of who we are. Ryan, what should we say about you, Ryan? What can we say?
You call me remarkable too.
I do, behind your back all the time.
Yeah, so I guess my background is more in climbing. Yeah, climbing and
turn off that
alpine climbing, primarily big wall, stuff like that. So just started trying to do a little bit more and get into trail running. So trying to beef up a little bit more cardio for climbing. Yeah, so like for me, this was great because I could try to figure out how to run not like a cricket and just try to work on my form.
I'm visualizing that right now.
Yeah, and just try to find like the whole, it's interesting for me was the whole running side of this was, everybody talks about how you run it and you like meet this whole like euphoric thing and
like a runner's high.
Yeah, runner's high, and people like find themselves and
I'm still looking if that's true.
So I don't know. I was just trying to see like what that's about and trying to get in better shape
and just like personally, I've been a runner for a long time. I'm an aging runner at this point. So the fastest I ever were probably like 7-minute splits over a half marathon distance. And nowadays it's way slower. And I pretty much only run on trails. So that makes me even slower.
And so they got a split is.
That's like a mile. How long it takes you to do each mile. Okay. And actually climbing has become a bigger focus for me as well. So I'm sort of trying to do that balance. I'm building aerobic capacity for, bigger stuff that I want to do in the mountains. And then as far as the rest of our team goes, Shiva has kind of a CrossFit background, but she runs a lot too. She just finished some big race up in Steamboat. There's a relay up there. I can't remember what that's called. She just did that. And then Nikki has kind of a deep running background. Adrian is sort of a newer runner, and she's kind of tackling the ascent. She tried it last year, didn't quite get there. So she's hoping to go through the program. And I would say she's kind of more on the new side. And then there's another Ryan who's on the team, and he's got a pretty good running background. Yeah, he's fast, but I think he has like 5 kids, so I don't know how he has time to train.
That's why he's fast.
That's why, because he has to. Every workout is a key workout and must count. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, that's kind of us. Shannon, do you want to just talk a little bit? Like you could kind of fill in the gaps about what Gnarly's about and sort of who you are and what you do there. Easier than you could.
Yeah, so Gnarly's been around for about 7 years now. Been kind of slowly growing what we consider authentically kind of in the outdoor mountain athlete community. Gnarly started because there was this gap between products that were natural and created with high quality ingredients and basically performance products for athletes, which at the time were really kind of centered around more of a bodybuilding type athlete. And those, were things with artificial flavors and colors, blue raspberry with 3 Z's, and just weren't kind of raspberry, right? Colors that you never really see in nature. Just really weren't created or marketed to what we consider our audience, because that's, who we are. So Gnarly kind of started to fill in that gap. Products that made sense, that filled the niche for mountain athletes, that was, had a cool culture associated with it that mountain athletes would recognize and appreciate. But also products that were, backed by science, nothing crazy or out of this world, and that had natural ingredients, and that not above all, but in conjunction with those 3 things also tasted good, were things that people actually enjoyed consuming. Because that kind of seemed to be one of the issues with the natural products that were currently in the market. So that's been kind of the path for Gnarly. We have broken more into kind of cross training as well now, and it's been really great because there seems to have been this recognition in mountain sports of the importance in supplementing outdoor training with cross training, either for performance gains or for injury prevention. And so we can speak really well to both crowds. And I think there's also a gym, like Shiva potentially, who is a CrossFit athlete, but now is looking more towards mountain sports and trail running. It can go that way as well. So we try to speak to both audiences, and we try to do it in a way that people can appreciate, because it's not, they see themselves, I guess, in our messaging. So I've been with Gnarly for about 5 years. I started because I really cold called the brand. A friend of mine was a sponsored out for 5 years. I started because I really cold called the brand. A friend of mine was a sponsored out for 5 years. So I don't know if he started because I really cold called. I just a friend of mine was a sponsored out for 5 years. So I don't know if he started because I really cold called. I just a friend of mine was a sponsored out for 5 years. Are you hearing me repeating myself over and over again? Hold on. you hearing me repeating myself over and over again?
Yeah, we hear you doing that. Do you hear us at this point?
I hear you fine. I
Okay.
just hear myself. I'm hearing me repeating myself over and over again.
Yeah, we hear you doing that. Do you hear us at this point?
Now you're doing it.
I hear you
now
fine.
we're doing it. I don't know what's going on.
I'm hearing me repeating myself over and over again.
Yeah, we hear you doing that. Do you hear us at this point?
Now you're doing it.
I hear you
now we're
fine.
doing it. I don't know what's going on.
Myself over and over again.
Yeah, we hear you doing that. Do you hear us at this point?
Now you're doing it.
I hear you
now we're doing it. I don't know what's going on.
myself over and over again.
Yeah, we hear you doing that. Do you hear us at this point? now we're doing it. I don't know what's going on. Hey, put yourself on mute, Shannon.
Wait, what? Oh, wait, it stopped. It stopped. Is that better? Hold on. Nature issues, yeah. It's kind of been the theme. I'm trying.
Go ahead. I'm trying to unmute myself and see if it starts doing it again. That was
kind
crazy.
Of been the theme.
I don't.
I'm
yeah,
trying.
I know. Go ahead. I'm trying to unmute myself and see if it starts doing it again. Okay. I think I see. That was
kind
crazy.
Of the theme.
I don't.
I'm
yeah,
trying.
I know.